Hi guys, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to another video on my channel today. Today in this episode, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys the top 10 movie franchises, at least in my opinion, that do not have a single, not a bad movie at all whatsoever. So I'm gonna be giving you guys the top 10 movie franchises that I think are the most consistent. So yeah, and this includes trilogies as well. So with anything, guys, let me know down in the comment section, what do you think is the most consistent franchise? And to be honest, guys, in case you guys don't know what consistent means in this case, it means the franchise is consistent and all the movies are good. But there's not a single bad movie, as a matter of fact. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing here for you guys today in this video. So yeah, guys, be sure, those of you guys that are new to the channel, I keep saying the wrong thing because I realize I've done a new intro now. Those of you guys that are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and physical media related content. I also do League related stuff, and I play video games. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on the channel, so if you like to watch anything like that on YouTube, be sure to go check out my channel, because if you like to watch any of that stuff, there will definitely be something in there for you guys to enjoy. And share this video with friends, click like on this video, hit that red subscribe button, but most importantly, press the notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And those of you guys that are not new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you go subscribe right after this video, guys. Without any further ado, guys, enjoy the video. Let's get started here. Okay, so coming in at number 10 is a trilogy that you guys are not gonna think is consistent at all, and I mean it. I mean it. You guys are not gonna agree with this pick at all, because this was actually on my top 10 movie list that didn't need a sequel, and I recently watched part 3. So coming in at number 10 is going to be the Hangover trilogy. Yes, in my personal opinion, I think all 3 of these movies are good to some extent. Like, and I know a lot of you guys only think the first one is good, but you think the other 2 movies suck. But the reason why I'm putting it on this list, and it was on my top 10 movies that don't need a sequel, is because I agree, this movie didn't really need a sequel. It kind of just needed to stay by itself. But those other 2 movies, in my opinion, I actually get a lot of guilty pleasure out of them. I get it, the second one rehashes the first one, but I still get some guilty pleasure out of that. But then when you move into The Hangover Part 3, I know it's not supposed to be a good movie, but I like how it's like I didn't like how it was like a direct rehash of the first movie, but to some extent, I still get guilty pleasure out of that one as well. But yes, realistically, the first one's better, and realistically, I would 100% agree that the first one should have stayed by itself. But as a trilogy, in my opinion, I think all of these movies have a good potential to some extent. At number 9, I'm actually going with the Rambo movies, as a matter of fact. So now, all of these movies are also good. Although Rambo 3 is probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I still don't think it's a bad movie. Like Like, yeah, the first Rambo is pretty damn good in my opinion. And then I think my favorite one is probably Rambo First Blood Part 2. That one was probably, yeah, in my opinion, that's the best Rambo film. But 3 is probably my least favorite. Rambo 4 is kind of on the borderlines with that one, just because I didn't really like the whole village massacre scene, because innocent people died in there and just a bunch of children die. And you guys all know I don't like watching awful things happening to children, and so that kind of got a feeling to me. But still, I think it's a good movie, and that's not what they're doing throughout the entire movie, is just killing children. But yes, it is on the borderlines with 3. But now, Rambo Last Blood, on the other hand, that movie was pretty damn fun in my opinion. It's, in my personal opinion, it's better than the 4th and the 3rd film, but I wouldn't say that it's better than the first or the second one, though. But it is better. It is better than the previous 2 movies that this franchise did beforehand, as a matter of fact. And yeah, so all these movies are fun. You got Sylvester Stallone playing Rambo. He is probably a top 10 action star, and he is definitely up there, as a matter of fact. And yes, I really do think all these movies are pretty good, and I hope before Sylvester Stallone retires, I hope we get at least one more Rambo movie. At number 8, I am actually going to go with the Taken trilogy. So now, I still don't get the criticism that this trilogy gets. Like, I hear a lot of people really like the first one, but then they dislike those other 2. Now, if we were talking about like the Hangover trilogy, I can 100% understand why there only needed to be one movie. But with this trilogy in particular, it did not. This movie felt like they came up with good enough movies. Like the first one was a whole new action movie, and a lot of people just thought he was good for that one little adventure. But those other 2 movies, in my opinion, weren't direct rehashes of the first movie. Like minus the parts where somebody gets taken. I think those other 2 movies have a completely different concept, and I like how it plays on the first one. And yes, I kind of wish more people would like this trilogy, and I just don't get why people only say the first one's good and this one, and then they just hate on those other 2. But in my opinion, all 3 of these movies are good to an extent, and you guys know that I really like Liam Neeson as an actor. And with these movies, I love all these movies. Like if somebody wanted to come over to my house and have a Taken marathon, I'd be like, damn, count me in. I like those movies, as a matter of fact. And yes, I definitely hope I really hope more people will like. I hope there's more people out there that agree with me, because my dad and my nana actually agree with me that all 3 of these movies are good. At number 7, I think I'm gonna go with the John Wick movies. So now, all of these movies are good, and I'm sure at least 95 or maybe more than 95%, you guys would probably agree with me that there's not a single bad John Wick movie. And yes, all four of these movies are good. And as of right now, I'm waiting for them to do a John Wick 5. And I hope we get a John Wick 5 eventually. And with this movie, with these movies, they're all good. Although the first one's really good, but the second one's probably my least favorite. But the last two that we got, chapter 3 and chapter 4, I thought were probably better than the first one. But still, that first movie is pretty damn good in my opinion, and I definitely think a John Wick 5 is needed, because I think Keanu Reeves revealed that John Wick is not dead, and a lot of people were probably predicting that he wasn't dead. And to be honest, I'm hoping that we'll get a John Wick 5. And like I said, all four of these movies are consistent, and this is a good solid action franchise that I think deserves another movie, as a matter of fact. And I really hope they do one. I really hope they do. At number 6, I'm going with the Equalizer trilogy. So now, all three of these movies are good in my opinion. This is another action trilogy that I think all of them are good. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but the first one is actually my least favorite, just because of because it's slow in some places, but still, in my personal opinion, it's just as good as the second and the third one. The third Equalizer is probably my favorite, to be completely honest, because yeah, I really do think the third one is my favorite, and I'm kind of bummed that Denzel Washington announced that this would be the last Equalizer movie, but I'm not so sure if he fully confirmed that, or if that was fully confirmed by somebody. But I did hear that somewhere, and I'm kind of hoping it's not true, because I kind of want this to be more of a franchise. So I hope they'll do at least one more movie, and I hope it's just as good as these movies. And yes, I always say, as long as these many movies in a franchise keep me entertained, I will keep asking for more, as a matter of fact. And yes, I really do hope we get another movie, as a matter of fact. At number 5, I'm actually going to go with the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. So this is another controversial opinion, because a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that are haters of the Hobbit trilogy. But for me personally, I like them just as much as the Lord of the Rings movies. But if we're starting with the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Fellowship of the Ring is very good in my opinion. And then the Two Towers, a lot of you guys would probably say the Battle of the Five Armies is the worst one out of all 6 of these movies, but in my personal opinion, the Two Towers is probably my least favorite. And I don't know why I say this one is my least favorite so often. I just feel like this one is probably like the least interesting to me. And yeah, because it's a little dull in some parts, and I would kind of rather watch any other movie in the franchise than rewatch this one. But then you get into Return of the King. That is the best movie out of all 6 of these movies, and it is flat out. That movie is flat out amazing. But yeah, like I said, all 6 of these movies are enjoyable to some extent. Even the Battle of the Five Armies, even though a lot of people don't really like that one. But yes, in my opinion, all 6 of these movies are good to some extent, and I definitely think these movies are pretty good, in my opinion. Number 4 for me is going to be the Indiana Jones franchise. So now with these movies, this is another controversial pick for like one of the most consistent franchises of all time, because I actually hear a lot of people say the first 3 are good. But then those last 2 movies people really don't like. Like, when we got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I was actually shocked that a lot of people put Temple of Doom above this movie. And the reason why I'm shocked about it is because it's because I actually thought that the Dial of Destiny was better than Temple of Doom. And what makes me so shocked about that is because when we only had the first 4 Indiana Jones, people say they disliked the Crystal Skull, but then people were all like, okay, Temple of Doom is good, but what doesn't make it as good is Willie, the girl, the annoying girl. And yes, in my opinion, this she is the most annoying character in the entire franchise. But still, for the longest time, Temple of Doom actually used to be my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but I've really grown to like Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade more. But yeah, like I said, all of these franchises remain consistent on this list, which means there's not a single bad movie at all. But there is definitely but throughout most of these, there's definitely at least a movie or 2 that's better than their predecessor, as a matter of fact, or better than one other movie in this particular franchise. But yes, all of these movies are good in their own way. And I say good in their own way because I actually like all 5 of these movies for different reasons. And to be completely honest, the Crystal Skull probably still remains the worst Indiana Jones movie, but it's still a good movie in my opinion. But yes, to be completely honest, all 5 of these movies remain consistent, and as of right now, I truly don't think there is a single bad movie at all in this entire franchise. Real quick before I give you my top 3, guys, remember to share what do you think is the most consistent franchise in the comment section down below, and let me know why you think it remains consistent, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I would love to have a good discussion about it, and let me know if there is a particular franchise or trilogy on this list that you disagree with me on, as a matter of fact. And if you disagree with me on that, I totally will probably understand, for the most part, as a matter of fact. So yeah, let's keep going into the top three. At number three, I have The Expendables. So now, this is another controversial one, because the last one that came out, people did not like it as much at all. But in my personal opinion, I thought The Expendables 4 was just as good as the first two movies. And to be honest, I kind of like this movie better than the third one, as a matter of fact. And yes, all three of these movies remain consistent in my opinion. Every single one of these, all four of these movies remain consistent. And I just don't know why people did not like the fourth Expendables, as a matter of fact. But yes, I definitely think it's a good movie, but what I would probably agree the most on is that the first two Expendables movies are probably the best. And a couple of months back, I actually did a ranking of all of these movies. I actually did a ranking of all these movies a couple of months back, and I definitely think the first two are the best, as a matter of fact. And I even rewatched all these movies in preparation for that ranking, because it had been a while since I watched all of these movies, as a matter of fact. So yes, most definitely, I really enjoy these movies. Coming in at number two now is going to be the Toy Story franchise, as a matter of fact. So now, this is another franchise that was probably most recently that I've started to like every movie pretty much almost the same. I used to not be real huge about the third movie, but in my opinion, I thought it was still good, as a matter of fact. But yeah, with the Toy Story movies, I do think that this is probably like the most consistent animated franchise of all time. And I am saying that because I think all of these movies remain consistent. I even like Lightyear. This is a hot take, but I definitely think Lightyear is probably like the second best Toy Story movie. And the reason why I say that is because I like sci-fi and fantasy movies, and that's what Lightyear was. It was a good sci-fi adventure, and it was definitely one of my top 3 movies of 2022, and I even have it on Steelbook in my collection because I liked it that much. This movie was absolutely stunning in my eyes. And yes, I definitely think that that these movies deserve a lot of praise. And that's just me. And yes, I do think that the Toy Story franchise is the most consistent animated franchise of all time. But coming in at number 1 for me is going to be the MonsterVerse movies. So now, to be honest, I haven't rewatched these yet. I need to, because I did say I was gonna do a ranking of all these movies, and I would like to do that because I haven't done a ranking of all these movies yet. But yes, all five of these movies that we've gotten I think have remained consistent. And yes, I loved Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. That is probably my favorite one out of all four of these movies so far, and I really mean it. Because yes, I really enjoyed this movie. I like how Kong became the new empire and we got introduced to like this new bad guy that we've never been introduced to before. But yes, the Godzilla 2014 movie is pretty good, although it's probably my least, as of right now, it's probably my least favorite out of all these from what I can remember. Kong Skull Island was pretty damn good too, and I enjoyed that movie as well. But out of the Godzilla versus Kong type stuff, I think Godzilla versus Kong was probably my least favorite out of the trilogy that they have created so far, as a matter of fact. And I cannot wait to see what they do next with these 5 movies, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Those are the top 10 movie franchises and trilogies that I don't think have a single bad movie at all whatsoever, as a matter of fact. And like I said, be sure to share what you think is the most consistent franchise of all time, as a matter of fact. So yeah, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and physical media related content. I also do Lego related stuff, and I play video games. So if you like to watch anything like that on YouTube, be sure to go check out my channel, because if you like any of this kind of stuff, there will definitely be something in there for you to enjoy, as a matter of fact. And be sure you share this video with your friends, click like on this video, and be sure you hit that red subscribe button, but most importantly, press that notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And those of you guys that are not new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you go subscribe right after this video, guys. But without any further ado, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get Brittany back to more videos, because more videos are on the way sooner rather than later, as a matter of fact, guys. But with that said, though, guys, take care, drink water, and stay safe, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye!